All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most useful tools for making your game worlds feel alive, the level blueprint in Unreal Engine. If you've ever wanted to make something special happen in your game, a door that creaks open at the perfect moment or a spooky change in the lighting, well, this is exactly how you do it. Let's get started.
So picture this. You've built a gorgeous level, right? It looks amazing. But how do you make things actually happen? How do you script that one special door that only opens once, or a light that flickers right when the player walks past? That's the exact puzzle we're going to solve today.
And the answer is the level blueprint. The best way to think about it is like a stage manager for your level. Every single map gets exactly one of these, and it's basically a special script that can talk to and control any object in that one specific scene. This makes it absolutely perfect for creating those custom, one-of-a-kind gameplay moments.
And getting to it couldn't be easier. Just look at the main toolbar at the top of the editor. Click that big Blueprints button, and then choose Open Level Blueprint. Boom, you're in. That's your command center for this level's unique events. Okay, theory is great, but let's actually build something. First up, we're going to create a simple automated event. This is something that's going to happen all on its own, no player needed, the second the level starts.
So, first things first, we need to set our stage. Just drag a point light from your Place Actors panel and drop it anywhere in your scene. Now, this next part is super important. In the Details panel for that light, you have to find its mobility and set it to movable. This basically tells Unreal, hey, I plan on changing this light's properties while the game is running.
Awesome. Now for the fun part, the logic. With your light still selected, pop open the level blueprint. Right-click in the graph and you'll see an option to create a reference to it. Then we need a starting point, which is the Event Begin Play node. Think of this as the starting pistol for our logic. From its little white arrow, that's the execution pin that controls the flow, drag out and create a delay node. Let's set it for 5 seconds. From there, drag out one more time and connect a Set Light Color node. Then just pick a fun new color.
And here is a golden rule. Seriously, burn this into your brain. After you make any change in a blueprint, you always have to hit that compile button. It's like a spell check for your code, and it applies all your new logic. Doing this will save you so many headaches, I promise.
And check it out, that's our finished product. The flow is super clear, right? The game begins, it pauses for 5 seconds, and then it fires off the command to change our light's color. Simple, automated, and it just works.
Okay, automated events are cool, but the real magic is when the world reacts to the player. So for our next trick, we're going to build an event that changes the world based on where the player decides to go.
For this setup, we're going to need 3 key ingredients. Another point light, just like before. We'll also need something called a trigger box. This is going to be our invisible tripwire. And lastly, find a cool sound effect and import it into your content drawer. We'll play this when the event kicks off. You can find that trigger box right in the Place Actors panel, usually hiding in the Volume section. Just drag it into your level, and then you can stretch it and scale it to cover whatever area you want. And don't worry, it's completely invisible when you play the game.
All right, back to the level blueprint. Let's build the logic for when the player enters the zone. First, select the trigger box in your level. Then, right-click in the blueprint and add an On-Actor Begin Overlap event. This node fires the instant something touches it. From there, connect it to a Set Visibility node for your light, and make sure you check the little box for True to turn it on. Then, let's chain that to a Play Sound at Location node and pick the sound you imported.
But what happens when the player leaves? We need to clean up after ourselves, right? So we'll add an On-Actor End Overlap event for that same trigger box. This time, we'll connect it to another Set Visibility node, but we'll leave the little box unchecked for False. This turns the light off. You could even play a different sound here, maybe a little power down noise.
Now, here's a pro tip that will make your triggers way more reliable. Right after your overlap event nodes, add a Cast a Character node. This thing is like a bouncer at a club. It checks to see if the thing that entered the trigger is actually the player, and not just, a physics crate or a stray bullet. This is how you stop your events from firing by accident. And here's the whole shebang. You can see our 2 separate chains of logic. At the top, we've got the Begin Overlap event that turns the light on and plays the sound, and right below it, the End Overlap event that does the exact opposite. It's a perfect little interactive loop.
So now that we know how to use the level blueprint, we need to talk about something really important for anyone serious about making games, and that's the question of when to use it and when to use its cousin, the blueprint class. This table breaks it all down. A level blueprint only works in one level, period. But its superpower is that it can directly reference any actor in that level.
This makes it amazing for unique scene logic, like a puzzle door that's only in this one room. A blueprint class, on the other hand, is all about making things you can reuse over and over, like a spinning coin you want to put in every level of your game.
Okay, so keeping that comparison in mind, let's really nail down how to make this decision. Because choosing the right tool here isn't just a matter of style. It's totally fundamental to building games that are clean, organized, and don't become a huge mess later on.
Let's make this crystal clear. Use the level blueprint when the logic you're writing is totally unique to this one level, and you're never going to need it again. Use it when you need to quickly grab references to things you've already placed, or when you're just messing around and prototyping an idea. Do not use it if you think you might need that same functionality somewhere else, and definitely don't use it if you're trying to build big, scalable systems.
So, to wrap it all up, the level blueprint is your go-to, your best friend for all those special one-off moments. We're talking environmental triggers, those timed events like the one we built, controlling specific lights and sounds in a certain area, or kicking off a cool cinematic that only happens once.
In the end, it really just boils down to this. Knowing when to use a level blueprint versus a blueprint class isn't just a small detail. It is absolutely critical if you want to build clean, efficient, and scalable games in Unreal. This is the bedrock of good game architecture.
So, you've got the tool, you understand the why, and you know when to use it. The only question left is, what are you going to build? What amazing, unique interaction or cool story moment are you going to create first? Thanks for tuning in.